Hi iScreemers, welcome to another episode of Friday Night Frights. I'm your host Limes. Tonight's story is The Black Ship. It's an episode of the 1987 Fox television series Werewolf. To give you a little context, Werewolf concerns a young man, Eric Cord, who has been cursed with the affliction of becoming a werewolf, and he's on a quest across the United States to track down the original werewolf that started the bloodline. Apparently, if Eric can kill this werewolf, he will effectively cure himself of his own affliction. There's a lot to unpack. Werewolf is a great show, so just enjoy the episode and we'll talk after.
Mr. Clasura?
Yeah.
I'm Eric Cord. I was told you might be able to help me.
Great. Another damn college kid wanting to go to sea. Haven't you heard, kid? They're not shipping out no Jack Londons these days. Come to think of it, they ain't shipping out nobody. I'll give you a piece of free advice, kid. Get your butt back into college, buy yourself a windsurfer if you want to go to sea.
I'm not looking for a job.
What are you looking for?
A guy named Skorzeny. Janos Skorzeny.
Can you work out of this hall?
I don't know.
Well, what are his papers? He a bosun, a seaman, a cook, what?
I don't know that either.
You're a real file of information, aren't you? Let me see. I'll be damned. We got him. What we ain't got is an address. He ain't worked out of this hall in the last 6 or 7 years. Funny thing, though, his dues are all paid up current. Paid by Otto Renfield. Guess Mr. Skorzeny wants to keep his oar in. Give me a beer.
I think I know where you can find the bastard.
Are you talking to me?
You're the guy looking for Skorzeny, ain't you?
Yes, I am.
I'm Renfield. Me and Skorzeny used to ship out together.
Do you know where he is? Well?
Nothing you could set a course on. But I got some stuff back at the ship. Pictures, letters, things like that. Maybe it would help.
Well, do you have time to show me right now?
Time's the only thing I got plenty of.
Young one, do not go with that man.
What out, Rita?
That cochon is a thief. A stabber in the back. He will end up with your money, you will end up in the corpse wagon.
Told you to mind your own damn business.
Go ahead.
There you
Son.
Welcome aboard. So, Real Bristol fashion. Ready for a ship on its last run.
You said something about a last voyage? The ship looks like it'd sink in a bathtub.
It ain't gonna be much of a voyage. It's only a quarter-mile to the boneyard. Then they're gonna chop her apart, send the steel to Japan, make cars out of it. But until then, I'm in charge. I'm the caretaker. 30 years at sea to end up as a night watchman. What does it matter? I'm as much of a wreck as this ship. I'll be thanking Skorzeny for that to my grave. This was the officer's cabin. I figured if I was in command, I ought to get the perks.
Some perks.
Be never so humble. Pull yourself up a pew, mate. You want some?
No, thanks. What does Skorzeny do to you?
My first ship. 30 years gone. Running down to Australia. Beautiful, ain't it? Skorzeny ain't changed, has he?
The kid next to him. Is that you?
Yeah. Janos took a shine to me. Said he'd show me the ropes. I'd been in and out of jails growing up, but I never knew what real trouble was till Skorzeny took me under his wing.
What happened?
$30 years. This was the caper. It was in Sasebo. They give us shore leave. Janos and me hit the bars. Didn't have much money. There's this guy drinking, Lover. We thought he might want to know a couple of real old salts like us. So he buys us a couple, and Janos tips me the wink. Says, let's blow this tide. I know some real fine joints down the street. Outside, we pull the squid into an alley. Janos goes for his wallet. Didn't know the guy had a knife. At least I didn't until he put it in me. Then Janos finishes the bum off and leaves me. I didn't see a doctor for days. By then, the leg was green, stinking. This is the only job I could get when I hit the States. Sitting here, babysitting hulks for the wrecker. Rotting along with them.
How do I find him?
He gave me his address years ago. Said always be good. I got it up forward in my sea chest. Bunkered down in this brig when I first came on board. It was the only clean compartment in the ship.
That must have been real good for your morale.
It was kind of home-like. God knows I spent enough time in brigs over the years.
Look, I'd kind of like to hurry this thing up.
Oh. Letters were in the sea chest. You helped me haul them out.
What the hell are you doing?
Help out an old shipmate. Setting a trap. A wolf trap. that steel would hold anything, even something like you. Hold on, mate. Call Scorzeny's on his way. Yeah? Aren't you gonna thank me?
How'd you know about me?
What do you mean? You think I'm some Willie off the pickle boat?
No. I think you're exactly what the waitress said. A backstabber with a big streak of yellow. Well, you got me. So now what are you gonna do?
I ain't gonna do nothing except wait for Skorzeny.
I thought you hadn't seen him in years.
That don't mean he ain't been in touch. Hell, I'm one of the first guys he called when he was looking for you. And then, when I found you, he gave me orders.
Orders? When's he coming?
Skorzeny shows up when Skorzeny shows up.
And what are you gonna get out of all this? You know he's gonna kill me. Is he gonna let you watch? Is that how you get your kicks? Shut up! I'll get you. You told me you hated him.
I was lying.
You can't be that good of an actor. You hate him all right. Maybe as much as I do.
That dead end's 8 feet in. You might as well come on down, kid. I don't think you want to do that. I got silver babies in this thing. Come on. Try me. Find out if I'm acting or not, huh? I'll say this for you, kid. You don't give up easy. Skorzeny's gonna love that. What's between you and Skorzeny? I mean, why are you hunting him? Why is he so,
Worried?
There aren't a lot of things like, you around. I figured you'd both be on the same side.
You think being like me is some kind of wonderful? I gotta tell you, Jack, I couldn't have dreamed a worse nightmare.
Nightmare? Being immortal. Not being afraid of anything, or anybody.
Is that why you hung around him all these years? Why didn't you just ask Skorzeny to make you like him?
You didn't answer my question. What do you want to do with Skorzeny?
Kill him. So what are you going to talk to your old shipmate about after all these years?
You mean when he's done with you?
Yeah. After he's done with me.
What's to say?
Well, I wouldn't exactly chalk 5 years in the joint and a missing leg up to old time's sake.
Oh, that's done. Now, we'll start again. Me and Janos always do. You don't understand. When you sail with Janos, You're shipping for trouble spots. Like Aden, Nha Trang, Port-au-Prince, Busan. Armpits like that.
What's the attraction?
Hazardous duty pay. Minimum. Double. For Janos, well, those were places where he could take his pleasure. Nobody'd care if a body was floating around in the harbor. Janos was always bitching about how ports were getting changed, cleaned up, like London, San Francisco, New Orleans.
But that wasn't even in this century.
Yeah. Janos appears to go back quite a way. You don't know what you're up against, do you, kid?
Yeah. I know what I'm up against.
The hell you do. Getting real nervous now. Bet you don't feel so smart, huh? Hey, I just figured who you remind me of.
I can hardly wait.
No, I'm serious. There was this kid. Just remember his name. He was an apprentice seaman. We were sailing Antwerp, Oslo. Skorzeny took a liking to him. I begged him to wait till we hit port, but he couldn't. Or wouldn't. God. Janos had me throw what was left of him over the side. Clean up the blood. Even in Singapore, never saw so much blood.
He squeezed you dry.
I tried to get away from him. I think I had. And he'd show up, things would be just the way they always was.
You wanted him to make you like he was.
Yeah. I wanted it bad. Immortality. Power. God, I begged him. He just laughed at me. Said I was weak. Unworthy.
That's why you've got the gun. And the silver bullets. They aren't just for me, are they?
No. I had him made years ago. For Skorzeny. I never had the nerve.
He's on his way. You can use it now. Or give me the gun. No wonder he keeps coming back. No matter what he asks, you'll do it. Isn't that right? You like it. Hell, you love it.
Aren't you gonna pour one for an old shipmate?
Janos?
You are getting old, aren't you, Renfield? Matter of fact, there's not a lot left of you, is there? Aren't you gonna clean it up? Thought you ran a taut ship, skipper. Wouldn't make a pimple on a swabby's backside, would you? Where's Cord?
He's gone.
Gone?
He got away from me. Run off.
No. I can sense him. Here on this ship. You lied. 30 years, and now you've got some guts, huh? Like hell. Grab haven't got the guts of a chicken.
Oh, please.
Skorzeny, after all these years. Now I'll be like him. Please, no. Please. The gun. Please. Get it. Please. God. Please. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. You know what it's like. God forgive me.
You enjoyed that. Werewolf, absolutely one of my favorite shows of all time. Went out, as I said, in 1987. It was one of the original shows of the then fledgling Fox network, who obviously went on to give us, things like the X-Files and Millennium, and there was a lot of horror shows they were putting out. Freaky Links was another one. If there's any I'm forgetting, please, mention it in the comment section. Werewolf, what you basically had was kind of a cross between The Fugitive and The Incredible Hulk, where you've got this, this poor guy Eric that's, he's suffering with this degenerative disease that if they'd had a chance to go further with the story, the writers said they were going to make it so that you could see this affliction getting worse. Eric was going to start losing more and more control, start becoming a little darker and more evil as he went along. Trying to track down Janos Skorzeny. He did actually find Skorzeny. He did actually manage to kill off his nemesis there, unfortunately only to find that Skorzeny wasn't the werewolf that started the bloodline. It was actually a 2,000-year-old werewolf by the name of Nicholas Remy, who was played by a genre favorite, Brian Thompson. Obviously Chuck Connors left the show. Brian Thompson would have been the new ongoing nemesis, but sadly the show only lasted for one season. Tragic. What's more tragic is that Werewolf is basically turning into a lost show. It was tangled up for many years in a real web of rights issues. Finally, I guess that got resolved to a degree where Chiller, the horror TV station, was able to show it in reruns, but that's about the only place that it's been rerun. Scream Factory tried desperately to release a box set for fans of the entire series, came about this close, only to fall at the final hurdle over a rights issue that couldn't be resolved with a band that wanted more money than was feasible for use of their song in the show, which is tragic. Obviously, no names of the guilty parties will be mentioned here. Mike and the Mechanics. Oh, excuse me. Getting some dust. Apologize. So there you have it. You can see the show. It's out there on YouTube. I think most of the episodes have been uploaded. I don't advocate piracy, but you know what? This is a real tragedy. If this show dies a death and disappears into the mists of time, that's something that horror fans really shouldn't be deprived of. Anywho, let's get on to our box set of The Fly and The Fly 2. Winner is Nikki Stone. This is going to be winging its way to you, Nikki. Congratulations. Thank you to the 2 people that entered. Guys, come on. I'm trying to give away prizes. Get off your butts and enter the contests, okay? Like I told you, I said it before. I know where you live. I will come looking for you, all right? Anywho, this has been Friday Night Frights. I will be back with another episode next week. What can I say other than what I usually say? Pleasant screams. Good night.